Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Another episode of Trash Talk. I'm TJ O'Connor. With me, as always, Damian the Wolverine Hill. Trash Talk is joined tonight by number one ranked welterweight in the state of Minnesota, Josh Fleck, who's fighting at LFA 82, February 21st. But first, Trash Talk is brought to you by our sponsors, Valhalla Combat Sports Incorporated, Ink Shrinks Tattoo, Origin Wellness CBD, Spartan Martial Arts, James Clark Sports Psychology and Hypnosis Therapy, The Fighters, and my mom. Josh, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Fantastic. How about you all?
I'm doing
I'm
well.
sick as shit, but I'm gonna make it through this. Thank you for doing this with us, and hopefully I don't spread the coronavirus through the Skype interview.
My man.
Yeah, luckily that's not how it works. But Josh, again, man, thanks for taking the time to talk with us. We're less than 2 weeks out. A big fight, a fun fight. I feel like this is one that's underrated for going under like the radar for some reason as far as the good fights on this card. You're fighting Manitou Lemaire, who's coming down from 185. This fight's actually at 175. How did that come into play? How did this fight play out? When did you find out about it? I'm gonna stop ranting. Your turn to talk.
All right, I heard about 2 months ago, so had some time to prep for it. He's fought at 205, 185, so I think he's trying to do a cut to 175, and well, not 175, 170, obviously 175. But I'm excited for it because I'm gonna be fat for once instead of really skinny.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna mention that you fighting at 175. It's not like you're a small guy yourself, but usually like sometimes when fighters find out that they're fighting up in weight, they either pig out or they start doing a little bit more of strength and conditioning. And you hinted at it saying that you're going to be a little bit fat. Which one has it been for you, though? Have you been eating more or just kind of just doing the same thing?
Just eating a little bit more protein. I haven't been pigging out, unfortunately, but not protein and strength conditioning. So probably be the biggest I'm ever gonna get unless I go to 185.
Yeah. So, just getting that leeway, and we were kind of talking about it off camera. But as every fighter knows, it's no secret, those last couple pounds are always the toughest. So being able to, get a comfortable fight there and fight, like I said, such a tough opponent. You're number one, you're ranked number one at 170. He's ranked number two at the 185, 205 pound weight class. What have you seen any of his fights before? What type of fight are you expecting him to bring, and what type of fight are you expecting altogether come February 21st?
I've seen two of his fights. One was the Joel Bauman one, and you can't really judge anything off of Joel Bauman. That's kind of an animal. And the other one was Nick Klein, which he fought on the card I fought on too, the last LFA that I was on. So, and once again, you can't judge too much on that. He has a bunch of first round finishes too. He's a killer. But I saw the Herbert one, and I'm expecting a lot of pressure from him. And probably a little bit of, looks like he might try to wrestle. I did see something on his Instagram. He kind of left it open where he was just working on anti-wrestling. And I have the number one heavyweight in the state right now to coach. And I'm just like, all right, made him work a lot of shot defense on me. So I'm not too worried about anti-wrestling.
Yeah, like I said, your wrestling credentials speak for itself, and your record speaks for itself. 5-0 now. All your performances at this point, I feel like, have been one-sided fights. Your most recent fight, you went down to Iowa, fought the hometown guy, and came away with the belt. So that obviously shows where you're at. What type of momentum have you been riding since that fight back in November?
Well, shoot, what kind of momentum? Just regular, really. It's like I'm not expecting anything too much different from myself besides like just keep grinding, just keep working, and that's all gonna keep coming into play sooner or later. And we have Pat Barry and Rose Namanuas that came on up. So I've had for this camp, and I have two Glory veterans too that also train on the MMA side. So it's like kind of been prepping a lot for this camp, and that's the kind of momentum I'm riding right now. It's just I have like all these high level people in my camp.
Oh yeah. Well, no, that's good to hear. And you mentioned that he's only faced the toughest of the tough, and that's something to be said about like his heart and his skill set. What do you feel like he's gonna bring to you in this fight? Do you feel like he's one of your toughest fights, or that you potentially have a chance to be his toughest fight? Granted, all the other tough guys that he's fought.
I think he might be maybe not my toughest fight, but he's gonna be one of them due to the fact that he's a bigger dude.
Yeah.
His record is like a bunch of first round KOs, first round subs, and then what was it? The last one, Herbert. Herbert's damn good, but that's the only one that he didn't finish. So I think I'm probably gonna be one of his toughest, if not probably his third. I'm not gonna step on
Yeah.
Nick Joel's toes. I'll respect, but I'll be his toughest welterweight he's ever faced. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's a great way of wording it, and respecting the level of competition he's fought before. And I think I said I think this is a great fight stylistically. You mentioned he's a very big guy, real athletic guy, but I feel like you fit the same mold in both of those categories as well. How do you feel skill wise he compares to you with your wrestling background? Obviously, I mean, I don't. It doesn't have to be you to say that you think your wrestling's better, but just on an unbiased comparative, how do you think his skills compare to yours as far as mixed martial arts?
Skill wise, I'd say because I haven't really shown too much on the striking side really, but I have a few Thai fights where you see me a lot more comfortable in there. But for the most part, striking wise, I feel like we might be equal, and then wrestling wise, for the most part, I haven't seen him been shot on ever, so I don't know how he's gonna do on that. But I've seen him shoot, and I've had I coached the wrestling team over in Coon Rapids right now. We're ranked 10th in the state, and I work with killers every day. I've been working with killers since November on shot defense, so
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about it. On the
Oh hell yeah.
offense, my defense, I'm pretty confident in.
Yeah, that's great momentum being in a room, especially. I mean, it's not like you're an older guy yourself, but being around that high school energy. I mean, just being in the room and then have the winning energy as well. What has this camp been like? You mentioned some of the big names that you've had a chance to work with, and then obviously the guys that are in the gym every day that you mentioned, like Troy and Tom. But what has this camp been like? Has it been more focused on, like Damian mentioned earlier, focusing on being bigger, focusing on being on stronger, or has it just been more of status quo, working every day on getting better at everything?
For the most part, getting better on everything, but with Pat there, Pat's obviously striking heavy, like on that side. So it's been a lot of striking this camp, and I've been loving it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've been coaching during wrestling. During wrestling season 2, so it's like during the day because I work nights. So during the early mornings, I work on MMA stuff, and then after that, I go coach, and then I have to go live for about 30 minutes a day with wrestling only. So,
Man. So I would imagine cardio's not going to be a factor for you.
I even run after. So no,
Yeah.
cardio's never been a big problem on my end. I feel so.
Yeah. Do you feel like this is one of those fights that's gonna go into the third round? With him being as tough as he is, and then also his last win being over Herbert, also a really tough motherfucker. I mean, wow, but him getting the decision there, and then being faced up against you, not necessarily ranging like how tough you are compared to all of his other competition, because I already asked that. But do you feel like this fight has the potential to go all 3 rounds?
I feel like it does, but at the same time, he's also cutting an extra 10 pounds. I feel like that may play a factor into it. I'm pretty sure it's going to get out of round 1, but it's going to be a war the entire fight. Even if I do take him down, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah. So with him making that cutting the extra weight, do you feel like the later rounds benefit you more than they do him?
Most definitely, because this is his first fight at that too, so he's not gonna.
Yeah.
He's been to later rounds, obviously, but he's never been later rounds at that weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously, like I said, with you naturally being a welterweight, I mean, the pace you're going to be able to push. I mean, I feel like at that weight class is going to be something different as well. I mean, without giving away too much of a game plan, because that's obviously not what we're trying to get here. But what's the one thing that you have to do on February 21st to make sure that you remain undefeated and get your hand raised?
Pressure, just unrelenting pressure. Grind him into dust. Do whatever I gotta do to just keep him working.
I love it. Simple, sweet, right to the point. Um, I, yeah, no pressure. I mean, obviously that's a great game plan. Being able to push the pace, and as we were just talking about, to see how he can do in deep water at this weight class. So I'm excited for this fight. I think this could steal the show. As far as, like I said, the fight that's kind of going under the radar. I don't know why it's going under the radar. I feel like everybody should be talking about this fight when you get two different guys at two different weight classes who are at the top of the heap wanting to fight each other. I expect fireworks. Just before we wrap this up tonight, is there anybody, teammates, sponsors, anybody outside of the gym that you want to give a shout out to and use this platform to thank?
Teammates, Troy Jones, Tom Jenkins, Anthony Kromvig, Zach Buffington. He actually came down from the Fargo site to come with us. He lives here now. Who else? Shoot. Coaches, obviously, Caitlin Young, Greg Nelson, Ryan Murray. And then outside of everything, the Coon Rapids Wrestling Program, they've been fantastic. They've let me do what I've had to do this entire camp. They're not getting upset if I have to skip something or anything like that. And Tara for just helping with my cuts. It's been a very good diet this camp.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That's great to have such a support team behind you. Like you said, both in the gym and at your profession as well, working with you at work and coaching the team and at home. Josh, again, thanks again for taking the time to talk with us here tonight. LFA 82 Mystic Lake Casino, February 21st. Buy your tickets now. Pause the video. Go buy the tickets. Put Josh Fleck's name in there and support these local amateurs. Damien, you want to send us out?
Yeah, just sorry for being sick, you guys. I really apologize for that, but that's still not an excuse to not like this video or hit that subscribe button. Do not be a hoe. Trash talk with Damien and TJ, you guys.